It's windy out today. Hi, I'm Julia. Welcome back to my garden. It is Friday the 17th of April and I have decided, excuse the state of the packet, it's time to do the cheeky prints. They've got wet. They've only just got wet as I was carrying them out. And there we go. 2 seeds. Sunflowers are up. All the sunflowers are up. Which is wonderful. And appropriately, it was the ones that Nick gave me at Malvern last year that were the first 3. So that's great. Okay. I think I'm going to do these seeds into the red pots. That's because I'll be able to stay in there a bit longer. Let's see if we can position you. Okay. Really excited to be taking part in this challenge, the Cheeky Prints. Shall we call it the Cheeky Prints Project? These are going to actually go into the polytunnel for germinating purposes, because I've got a heater on in there at night time at the moment. Seed in and down. That went well. Watering direct into the hole. And then they will get watered from the bottom as well. Ooh, I'm going to use orange labels because they are a pumpkin or a squash. So I will be keeping you updated on how these are doing. I'm going to give them a really good watering in. These all come in very handy, these little trays that you buy stuff in for watering plants. That's nice. Cool, they're pretty good. Right, more compost then. I think we'll do the Cherokee Trail of Tears. Okay, I'm just going to make one label for these because they're going to go into the polytunnel to do their germinating, and I've got plenty of room in there to make sure everything gets spaced out, as you'll see when we go in there and have a look. And this is Cherokee Trail of Tears. Pop them out over there, ready to take up to the polytunnel. It's nice to see the polytunnel with things actually planted in it now. Really, really, really nice. I've decided that I'm also going to sow these yard-long beans I've got a red noodle bean and an asparagus green bean, both yard-long beans. I tried these last year and they weren't good. As you can see, it looks like I probably tried these ones twice. They grew, they got going, they got off to a start, but they're very quickly, what's the word, said no to life. Well, not very quickly actually, they did grow, but I never got a single bean. Some of them grew. Which ones was it? Was it the red? Must have been the red, otherwise I would have resown these as well. Grew, but didn't come to any beans. So we'll see how we go. So I'm going to do them in these. And I'm going to do, I think, just 3 beans per pot, and then they'll get planted as a little group. And we'll see how we go. I just had a little tidy up of my area because it was ridiculous. Okay. Shall I just do that many? And then I've got the green. Let's separate these pots off. So I've got some on one side, some on the other. I don't know. I don't know why I keep trying these. It'll be the last year. Well, I've got enough for 2 pots of the green. So maybe we'll just do 2 pots of each. No, do you know what I'm going to do? It's going to be their last year to even try, for me to even try them. I'm just going to sow a lot. And then if they don't grow, I don't have to think about them anymore. Whoa. Don't have to think about that one that just went on the blinking floor. Oh, but I can see it. There we go. There we go, little bean. He didn't get lost. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1 pot. And we're just going to see what happens, basically. They're not very big, so I'm not going to push them too far down. Well, the green ones are not as big as the red ones. Which might explain if the red ones did better than the green last year, that they start off with a bigger bean, might be a bit stronger plants. Not quite as deep as I've done the other beans. Like I said, they get going alright, they just don't like continuing for some reason. Another 2 pots. So if they work, there'll be more green than there will be red. No, there'll be more red than there is green. Let's do my favourite little trick. That's the one with 4 in, isn't it? That was handy. I did that. Okie dokie. Get them in a tray, ready to take out to the polytunnel. Okay, well, that's all we can do with them really, is hitting hot. My chair nearly went backwards. Oopsie daisy. Right, well, that is our beautiful cheeky prince seeds planted and gonna go out to the polytunnel. And fingers crossed, they'll grow. Big Max has done. Big Max is doing great. Happy in there. So if Big Max is happy in there, cheeky prince should be too. They're not staying in there though. When the weather warms up sufficiently, they'll go out. They'll be huge by the time they grow out, but they'll be going out. So now I'm going to show you quickly the other things that are going on in here. So let's show you around in here. Up on the top shelf, some of the sunflowers that are coming through. These were the very first ones to come through. They are the ones from the first packet from Nick's allotment diary. Is that right? And no, these were the second ones to come through. The tray that I'll show you in a moment, was the first one. And I've got 2 cells in there that haven't popped up, but that's okay. That's pretty darn good germination rate. And these dwarf ones are just starting to look like they're just about coming up. A bit slower than the next ones. Okay, and then down on this shelf are some broad beans, bunyards exhibitions that I want to fill up some gaps out in the garden with. They're not showing the faces yet, they're being a bit slow about coming out. The sweet corn that I grew chitted by mistake far too early is actually doing really, really well. I'm so surprised. There's not as many plants as I started off with, but that's okay, they're still going for it. I might need to put them on into the red tubs actually. I was intending that they'd just stay in there till they go out, but I think it's going to be a while yet, and I think they're going to run out of nutrients in those cups. So I will, I think, pot them on. And on this shelf, these are that tray of Nick's allotment diary sunflowers that I just showed you. And then we've got this tray which is 3 giants at the front, because I ran out of seeds. And then those others are the Sun King ones, and every single cell has germinated. Excuse the shadows, it's really bright in here. Windy out but bright in here. So that's where they are. Great germination rate on those Sun Kings. And then these ones are the giant ones. I've got 3 pots in there that have not come through yet. If they do, they do, and if they don't, they don't, you know me. And I'm very happy to report that the dahlias that I saved from last year are finally starting to get shoots on, so that I can get some cut-ins. Not all of them yet, just some of them. Peas, these ones are alderman. I'll do another sowing of those before long, I think. Should just have time to do another sowing. And this again is another dahlia that's getting some fine shoots on it that I can take off soon and make new plants with. More sunflowers. These are the Russian giants, and most of those are through. I think I counted about 6 pots that are not through yet. And it's the same attitude with those as well. If they grow, they grow, and if they don't, they don't. But so far doing really well and looking nice, healthy plants. Hopefully I'm pointing at the right plant there. Okie dokie. Carefully moving around the greenhouse. Look, empty shelves. That's because there's loads of stuff hardening off. Okay, more dahlias. This one I really want to start shooting, and it's not showing me anything yet. This is the one that's I actually paid proper money for it. I'm not sure it's gonna do much. It doesn't seem to be at the moment. But these are the cheaper ones from Wilkinson's. Are actually doing really well. As you can see, doing really well. That's some foxgloves. I've already potted on 50 million of them, and I've got another 50 million there to do. But I think I might just break these ones up into clumps and just plant them out as they are. The geraniums, or pelargoniums, are stunning. I'm so proud of those. I've really enjoyed growing those from seed. I'm really going to enjoy the display they're going to give me this summer. And that is pretty much all there is left in here. Those are all the things we've just sown. Shall we go to the polytunnel and have a look out there? Let's go to the polytunnel and have a look what's going on in there. Are you ready for this? Because in here is getting mental already. And it is boiling. So let's get on and I'll show you what's going on. Right, first of all, in hanging baskets. The 3 hanging baskets in here, and they've all got Tumbling Tom in them. Nice and moist, so they should be okay. Oh, this is where it gets crazy. Tomatoes and tomatoes. I like tomatoes. These are the little pots of squashes. It started popping through yesterday, so that's good to see them coming along. I'm going to have some, not all. Let's shut this zipper. Oh, if I can get close to it, because again in here the floor's a bit busy. Right, let's get back to this. Obviously these are not going to be staying in here, these pots, they're going to be going out, but they're in here because it's a more consistent temperature for getting things started. And more tomatoes, more tomatoes, more tomatoes. I like tomatoes. More pots of things. These are the Greek Gigantes beans. They were only put in, I think, yesterday, or maybe the day before, 15th, yeah, 2 days ago. So no sign of anything from any of these beans in the red pots that I've sown yet. More tomatoes. Bit close together, but they're going to be growing up here as cordons. Well, one will come up and over, and the other one will go up to the bar up here. And peppers, still waiting to find a spot, if indeed they will find a spot, because I've already got peppers laid out where I think I want to put them. Oh, I've just not got round to it yet because it's hot. More tomatoes. Basically these sections of the polytunnel are a metre. So I've got each tomato approximately a ½ metre apart. The ones that are at the bars will be tied into the bars, and they'll bend around the top easily, it's fine. And the ones in the middle, I will put string from down at the bottom from the dirt, and I've got a plan for doing that. I know you'll all be thinking I should have done it already, but I needed to get other things done in here before I string it, and that'll just get tied in to the supports. I've got peppers of various sorts. There's some sweet cob batches, Corno di Toro Rossos, my favourite cherry bombs that I've grown from seeds from my own cherry bombs last year. There's the Frigitello ones that came on a seed packet. Tabasco, a couple of Tabasco plants. Yeah, it's alright, it's alright. All the tomatoes are... That melon needs tying in. I've not tied it in yet. I just sort of dangled it over because I didn't have a bit of string in here. But that one's been tied. They are planted in bottomless pots. Just because I know from past experience melons don't like having their roots disturbed. So doing it like this was the easiest way to plant them without disturbing their roots too much. So they're happy there. And it gives them a bit more growing space of their own. The tomatoes are in groups of 3 generally speaking, except for these currants. There are 2 red currants there, and on the opposite side there's 2 yellow currants. But generally speaking, where you see, sorry, excuse the camera work, dreadful, where you see a line of 3, generally speaking, they'll be the same. I knocked the top off that one. I've not taken it out because it looks, the single leaf of it looks empty, healthy enough, so we'll see what happens. Big Max needs a watering, don't you, Max? Yes, I'd say you'd need a watering. I'll come back in and water him. Maxine. So they're all doing really well. So generally speaking, 3 of each variety. Some look a little bit like that one. That's a raff, and it don't look happy at the moment. And last year when I grew the raff, they didn't look happy either until they got going. And once they got going really well. I mean, for instance, look at this one. That's raff as well. The difference between that one and that one is immense. Aubergines, if you call them that, they don't look great to me. They look really leggy, but you know, they're alive, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably end up pulling half of them out to give a bit more space to other things. But tomatoes are fine. Oh, I know what I didn't show you. Right down at this end, right at the very back. One on the frame there. One in the middle with the canes that I'm going to put string up. And one there are the 3 Best Alpha cucumbers that I had inside. Tell you what I have sown as well. My favourite cucumber. Another favourite cucumber is the Fem Spot one. You can't see that, it's really bad writing. The seeds finally arrived. I think they went in on the 15th as well. Was it? Let's have a look. No, I've not put a date on. It's in my diary in the house. So they're great and they're really rampant. So I have to decide where I'm going to plant them. Somewhere where they'll have enough space but still have access to climb up a frame. Huh. Yeah, okay. There's spaces. There's spaces. I see a weed. Oh, I see another weed. I'll get those out in a minute. I'll come in with the hoe and give it a tickle. Oh, remember me sowing the lettuce seeds? Well, they're through. Doing fine. Not got many of that one. I think that's Little Gem. Nope, that might be Tom Thumb actually. Might not have done much. But the all year round one has actually germinated nice and evenly spaced out for the most part. So we'll see what happens with them. It might be a bit warm in here for them. I might end up moving them outside. So there we have it. The polytunnel is filling up, which is good to see. Really very filling up. But tomatoes, do you know what? A couple of weeks ago I was thinking to myself, was it really worth doing these tomatoes in January? Now that they're in here and firing away. Oh my goodness, they've only been in about 4 days. And they've grown so much in the 4 days they've been in. They are all lying down, by the way, when I planted them. Before I planted them, I spaced them out, decided what was going where, and then lay the pots down flat, so then the point of the tomato plant would grow upwards. So I planted them laying down. Theory being, they get more of the root under the ground, more of the stem under the ground, so more roots can grow, thus making stronger plants. I think I've just found where my cucumbers are going to go. Yeah, there's gaps right at the very back against there, and they'll be able to grow up the back arch with the melons and then grow along the top where I've got these canes, because they get that big. They're amazing. Right, okay, boiling in here, I'm getting out. Crikey, I'm boiling now. Whew. After going into Polytunnel. It's hot in there. I think I'll open a few of the flaps and let a bit of air through it. So that's a lot of tomatoes, isn't it? I hope I've not planted them too close together. I might have done. But they're going to be cordoned for the most part. There are some Roma and the Pomodoros, some Malzanos in there as well. And they're close to the path because they're bush ones. So I might have to put a few canes in just to support them. But they won't grow more than about 3 feet high, so that'll be fine. Should be a bumper crop of tomatoes. We'll eat a lot of them fresh as they come up. But we'll also put a lot in the freezer because I just freeze them whole, just shove them. I start a bag in the freezer and put the tomatoes in whole and then just keep adding more to the bag as they come through, as they're ready to go in there. And I don't care what variety they are or what size they are. If there's no chance that we're going to be able to eat them before they're too ripe, they go in the freezer and then they get used up all winter as fresh tomatoes for making sauces with. And it works really, really well. It's like eating fresh tomatoes that you've grown yourself in January, and it's fantastic. So I will be carrying on doing that, and I think my freezer might get very full of tomatoes this year. Quite a lot. That's good, isn't it? Sunflowers are through. I have to just decide where I'm going to do my display. And I'll have to choose which one I am going to do as a giant. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. And if you have, please do hit that like and subscribe button down below there somewhere. And say hi to me now and again.